To help us understand what goes on inside the mind of Barack Obama, we call on another Chicagoan, but somebody who has very different political points of view. It would be my former congressional colleague from the class of 1994, the one-time Republican congressman from Illinois. In fact, he defeated the then Ways and Means Chairman Dan Rostenkowski. Michael Patrick Flanagan joining us again from our Newsmax Washington Bureau. So, Michael, take us through it. What is the president up to?
Well, good morning, JD. I think the president is, it's about power and it's about politics. It's not about policy. And he knows that Republicans are going to hyperventilate over process. That's what we do. We hyperventilate over process constantly. Every commentator from the right this morning has talked about it's unconstitutional, it's a grab of power, he's an emperor, blah, blah, blah. It's not one Republican discusses the merits of it, it's about the process. And he knows that he can put us on a process argument. And he knows that we lose every process argument we've ever had. And however much we're right with government shutdown or whatever it is, we lose the process argument. This is pure politics. You know, John Cass wrote a great article yesterday in the Tribune where he talked about Boss Obama. It's about power politics. He got put back on his heels in the last election. His policies were on the ballot. He got shellacked. And so now he has to retake the initiative. He has to retake the advance on the Republicans. And the best way to steal our march is to make us talk about policy, an argument we cannot win. The way we must react is the way Boehner reacted this morning. It was brilliant. Not furious, not upset, not screaming about policy issues, not screaming about process issues. Just a quiet lament that the president doesn't want to work with us, never has, never will, and we have to continue to do what we have to do alone. And we'd much rather do it with him, but he wants to go it alone, so we'll have to do the same. We need to just smile, be the cheerful conservatives Reagan wanted us to be, drive on, do our work, send the bills to the president, and hopefully work with him after that. Well, if we do that, we will win. We have no choice but to win. The Constitution gives us all the cards. We're going to win this argument on a policy basis. It's the politics that's still up for grabs.
But
what we have to do is be cheerful and happy.
One point well taken about the cheerful persistence of Ronald Reagan, but that brings us back to the Constitution and the constitutional cards that are held by the legislative branch, and specifically the Senate, with the ability to having to actually approve presidential nominees for the cabinet and for ambassadorships and for the courts. Does the Republican Senate react by essentially putting all those appointments into a deep freeze?
I'm going to disagree with most of my colleagues today. I'm going to say no. To have some sort of petty tit for tat to keep this argument going, we'll lose that argument. Politically speaking, we're going to get slapped if we do that. Our answer is go on the business of government, go about running the country, do what Harry Reid has refused to do for the 8 years he's been there, and legislate the business of the nation. And if that means approving appointees, the rigorous process that we should put them through, to be sure, but don't hold them up just for the sake of having a tit for tat. Drive on, do the work we have to do it with a smile, do it with almost a dismissive attitude about executive order, defund it if that's appropriate, do what needs to be done, but don't get petty about it, because then we begin to lose the process argument, an argument we have never won and we won't win now, and that's the argument we're being baited into.
All right, Michael Patrick Flanagan, we're going to bring you back on the other side of the break to talk more about options. You mentioned the D word, defund, how to decouple a defunding from the argument of, oh, it's shutting the government down. We'll see if we can get that done. We'll talk about that more. More with Michael Patrick Flanagan as we continue here on America's Forum. Please stay with us.